This is map number 2 of a best of 3. And well, this is gonna be very fun. Currently, 1-0 up for the ZerG player, but it was a close first game. The lobby chat before actually saw the ZerG player mention how close it was too. So let's introduce them. Spawning down in the bottom left hand position. As the yellow ZerG, 1-0 up in this best of 3, representing Alien Invasion, it's Golden. And his opponent down to the bottom right. The green Protoss, representing ESC, it's JackO. JackO in game 1 sneakily took the gold base as his natural expansion of a gateway expand, pumped out 5 gateways and produced a lot of zealots. Golden defended that awesomely. Counterattacked, didn't quite get the momentum he wanted. JackO defended, counterattacked, and nearly won the game. But Golden just getting out enough units, managing to hold really closely, then countered attack, and then yeah, JackO had to GG out. But it was a close game. Golden, as I mentioned at the start, happily sat there, and well, it was close. And I think game number 2 is going to be very close as well. Important thing to note is that this probe is scary. Probes early on are very, very scary things because they can mean cannon rushes. Just ask Teffel. But Golden isn't doing that. He's going Nexus first, which is a very safe build on Frost. It is a big map and narrow natural, so you can easily wall off. This drone is already getting terrified, you can tell. Now this is a cool little fake out. This is gonna force Golden to pull a lot of drones, as it could be a cannon rush. And the difference between could be a cannon rush and is a cannon rush is not a decision you want to try and decide on whether you should pull drones or not. You just pull drones, assume the worst, because if it is the best, you haven't lost too much. If you don't respond though, and it then is a cannon rush, you die. You die a painful death. Fires like just appear all around you and you just burn. It's terrible. But JackO just getting in the head of his opponent, saying like, I can make you do this. I think the fake cannon rush is kind of like, remember when flip phones were a thing? Some of you may not even remember them, but they were. And you get that text message of that annoying friend of yours, which is just like, you flipped your phone open and all it said was, I just made you flip open your phone. Who's got the power in this relationship, bitch? And you'd be like, ah, that's what a fake cannon rush is like. It's like, I made you pull all your drones. I'm in control of this game. Ugh. I'm in the driver's seat. What are you going to do about it? Well, Golden, he's going to drone. He's going to drone and drone and drone. Because Golden, in this analogy, is the cool kid in the class. He's just like, yeah, whatever. I'm just going to hang here. Everything's fun. Drone away. And that's going to annoy JackO. JackO's like, Arr. I want to bait him into doing something reckless. I want to irritate him. But Golden, not falling for it. Got speed coming out, pull drones out of gas. Third base should be coming down any moment. Drone already on its way out. JackO coming to check it. He knows these timings. Will the block happen? Yes, it will. Miracle probe. Anytime a probe blocks something, I feel happy for the probe. They can't like sprint to the line. I really wish you had like, probes should have a little ability that served no purpose other than like looking cool, where you could set them on a move command where they'll slide to the end. So they just like roll over to their side and just like skid along the ground. Like in baseball or something. It'd be cool. Anyway, I've gone a bit off topic because JackO, he's going for his Stargate. He's also adding in a Forge. Meanwhile, Golden taking a bit of damage at this third base. Spore Crawler coming down. This is going to force the Mothership Core to be very cautious. Nice little use of a Time Warp there, but unfortunately not enough. Actually, no, Zergling's not engaging up against the Zeta there. Was that a misclick? Did the Zerglings actually just kill the Queen? That Queen seemed to die way too fast. It must have been a misclick. I'm not sure if I went crazy, but that Zeta, like, took no damage. How? I don't know, but it seemed to. Anyway, Ling's now counter-attacking, but the wall off complete, a sentry in position and a photon cannon on its way through. With a force field, this buys ample time, and things should be safe. With the Queen dead though, this Mothership core could have just kept working away, but realizing that is a lot of Zerglings, need to back away. JackO, looking to be in a very comfortable spot for the moment. He's starting these Phoenix out. Just the one on the field at the moment, and is picking away at Overlords. A Phoenix opening for JackO means that he's able to deny map vision, deny scouting, and harass throughout the mid-game. What he's got to be concerned about is how many Lings are out here though. It's why we see a couple of sentries there. The force fields are going to do absolutely good. They completely shut this out and prevent any further pressure. What I'm really interested to see though is JackO's choice of going for the Twilight Council. It's quite early, so it's not just to get +2 out. He's got a plan here. Blink is a possibility. Could also be straight up into High Templar for some kind of charge lock, Archon style play. Could also be some fun things with High Templar and Storms. We've got to wait and see, but Blink is actually going to be coming down. Okay. So Blink is going to allow a lot more harassment to come through. This is going to be the main cliff face that JackO will want to utilize to get up into the main, deal some damage here, blink down there, deal some more damage there, run away. It's a very mobile force, and it'll be interesting to see how Golden responds to it. Phoenix still looking to harass, looking to get anything done where they can, but overall, JackO not really losing much. He's lost one of those Phoenix. I think he must have done 175 resources. Yep, I think for one unit should have been. No, it won't be. It won't be because he lost a pylon, didn't he? Or did he cancel that? I forget. Basically, he's lost less than Golden. Golden, on the other hand, still trying to get something done with these speedlings that he got out early. Hasn't actually scouted the fact that a third base is coming down. This is a sneaky third base. He just kind of, the probe came down and was just like, don't mind me building this third nexus. Everything's good in the world. Zerglings do now see it though. They're like, oh, what's going on here? How do we miss this? They're going to try and make up for it by getting the council. May be able to succeed. Force field's having to be expended to guard it. And that's good. Means that the nexus, 2/3 done, and things looking nice and safe for it. Meanwhile, back at home, Golden adding in some spines. He's got spores around, and he's going up into an infestation pit. With roach speed coming through and the +1 missile attack, could very well be swarm hosts. Reason I say swarm hosts are a possibility, actually no, not so much because the Hydras are coming out as well. Probably just for Vipers then. Swarm hosts aren't actually bad on Frost as a map. You can siege up very nicely. The Vipers, if that is what it's going to be though, are a really interesting choice because we haven't seen any sign of any Colossus tech or any indication of that yet. The Robotics Bay only just now coming down. So these Vipers are going to be out very early to try and contend with it. Whereas there isn't any splash. So that's why I was kind of leaning towards there being swarm hosts, because without any Colossi, a couple of swarm hosts would have been devastating. But Golden got a decent number of units, baits out a Photon Overcharge already, starts up his 4th base to try and stay a base up, and has his hive coming through. Meanwhile, JackO, he's all about waiting for the Warp Prism, the +2 and the Colossi. Buying his time, getting the benefits of this quick third base for as long as possible. Loneling, patrolling about, making sure that no proxy pylons or anything like that come down. JackO, aiming for a quick Warp Prism. Gonna go for some Zealot harassment most likely. And things really easing off, getting a bit more passive, things looking safe, comfortable, secure for now. 4th base for Golden, getting set up. He's up at 73 drones, whereas JackO, 67 probes. Economically speaking, that's a great spot for JackO. More than enough time. Overseer did come straight past that Warp Prism. I think he knows that it's there, has pulled over a couple of Hydras. This Warp Prism could be in trouble. I don't think it's going to survive. Won't be able to depower itself in time. Sniped off. Nice pick out there by Golden. Keeps himself safe from any drop play for the near future. Second Colossus is now coming through. +3 weapons also on its way. So a big upgrade lead at the moment for Golden. But overall the tech advantage I'd still say is pretty level due to the Vipers coming out now. We've also got the Templar archives. Those High Templar, critical in dealing with the Viper style composition. Because if the Vipers get hit with the feedback, no abducts mean the Colossi sit at the back and melt face. However, it's again a battle of the spellcasters. If the High Templar get the feedbacks off, Protoss wins. If they don't, Zerg tends to win. And it's that simple, at least on paper. A little bit of consuming coming down here. Golden wanting to get a bit more energy on these Vipers, ready to go for some more aggressive play. He is maxed out. 5 Vipers in his composition is relatively high, especially when the Colossus count is still pretty low. But not much to worry about as of yet. JackO, he's just got to make sure that he hits those feedbacks. And it's really that simple on paper. If JackO makes the feedbacks before the abducts come down, he is in a special place. And that special place is safety. Something you don't often get in Starcraft 2, but he'll have it. Pressure coming forward, Enduring Locust and a Spire coming down behind this, so a tech switch being prepared by Golden. High Templar being very bold at the moment. Storm is not done or anywhere close to it, but the ground army for Golden, not actually that large. High Templar have been seen, force fields coming through, the Vipers looking for an avenue to attack, but there come the feedbacks. One abduct goes through, all 4 of the Vipers that remain taken down to 0 energy. One was actually killed with the feedback, which is a massive win there for JackO. Buys himself more time to get out a larger army. 3 more Vipers on their way through now. And Golden committing a lot of his supply into Vipers. Gonna have 7 of them on the field. The work counts incredibly similar. A 4th base being attempted by JackO now. And this second game of a best of 3 is looking insanely close. Which way it'll go, really tough to tell. Golden will have swarm hosts out soon. Gonna look to slowly switch the roaches first into swarm hosts, as they are the more supply ineffective unit. And then obviously he'll look to get rid of some of the hydras and switch those out for corruptors likely in the later stages. If we get there. Down goes the Stalker, donated. Couple of Archons in the back. Where are those High Templar? There are 4 in the field. Get a couple of feedbacks, but there's still energy for abducts if needed. The Vipers coming forward. The Colossus count only at 2 in this army. And there's only actually 2 on the field. So nothing too scary there yet. The Greater Spire also coming down. So Golden preparing to utilize those 3 units. More roaches coming into this composition. He wants to buy himself some more time. The Vipers, with enough energy to abduct or get Blinding Clouds down, are gonna go for the grabs. Get both of the Colossi. Is there enough ground units though? Yes. Snipes down both those Colossi, using a Blinding Cloud as well to prevent them from engaging. Quick blink forward allows JackO to snipe off some of those Vipers, and the retreat comes through as Zealots counterattack into the 4th base. And this could get very, very close. The Zealots making solid progress in taking down this hatchery. It's gonna be nail biting, but it just stays up. 27 HP, ridiculously close. And still this game could be either players. Wow, the natural base was killed. I didn't even notice that. I am a bad caster and a bad person. But this was a nice move by JackO. Sniping down that natural is going to be frustrating. It's not the end of the world because it was getting a bit low on resources. But it also means the Greater Spire has been seen. The Fleet Beacon is down as well, which means Tempest can be made. And Tempest wreck Broodlords if we ever get that far in. We're 20.5 minutes through. And both armies are looking fairly formidable. First Storms hitting the mark. Couple of good feedbacks. One Colossus gets pulled through. No more Storms there. Second Colossus gets abducted. The Corruptors making sure work of it. Golden pressuring forward. A Morphing Archon. Easily isolated. Quickly taken down. And with a lack of splash now, only the Blink Stalkers remain. But they are mounting an impressive defense. Blink Micro to the max there from JackO. Prevents defeat for now. Also chases down a lot of those Hydras. Golden really needs to find a way to seal this game out, because JackO is really in a nice spot. He's got all the tech that he needs. His Tempests are starting in production, ready to counter the Broodlords. And while he's lost those Colossi, he's sitting on 4 bases and 83 probes. He's got a damn fine economy. And that means that he has access to everything that he needs to combat what Golden wants to do. So now, it's going to be down to the Broodlords. Are they going to be able to deal significant damage before the Tempest count gets too high? And more importantly, what's there to stop the Tempest? There's no Corruptors left, and only 6 Hydralisks. The Abduct on the Tempest is critically important. It has to work. 4th base was sniped out as well there by some Zealots. Very nicely done there by JackO. And now Golden really has to get some significant damage done. The Broodlord's making progress. Remember, there are Blink Stalkers, so the fungal growth from the Infestors important. Tempest still looking scary. There's some great feedbacks onto the Vipers, preventing any more Abducts. The Broodlord's getting more damage through. The Stalkers not in a position where they can blink forward easily, but with more of this ground army getting taken out, they go for it. The Broodlord's starting to die off. The Stalker count, though, falling a lot more rapidly. 2 Broodlords remain. Transfuses coming through from these Queens, providing them with a few more seconds of life, allowing them to start picking away at a few of these units. 2 Tempests now out on the field, though, and that's going to be too much to heal through if they focus the Broodlord. Roaches still making good progress. More units getting produced. The world's smallest Mutalisk tech switch currently occurring at 13 coming out. But this is a nice composition. Even 13 Mutalisks are very scary up against what JackO currently has. 5 more on the way. And is Golden going to wait for the element of surprise, or is he just going to go in? He has no 4th, remember. JackO going to realise that as he warps in more Zealots to go and try and kill it again. These Mutalisks going up against cannons, not what they want to do. 1 dies, and with only 13 on the field, that is a significant percentage drop in the flock size. Zealots now destroying the 3rd. This definitely will fall. And now we see Golden suddenly sitting here with an economy in shambles. He doesn't have an effective mining base. He has his natural, which has like 3 mineral patches at it. He doesn't have much of a standing army. And JackO just happy to cannon up. And if he does cannon up, these Mutalisks are going to have a tough time going through. The Blink Stalkers, relatively effective against smaller numbers of Mutalisks. Tempest even getting a couple of kills there. Things very, very close here. Anion Pulse Crystals on their way, but JackO should be confident that he's picked off a fair few bases and that his economies of Golden is just not going to really be sitting there very well. Obviously the long distance mining helping. JackO's 3rd and 4th going consistently, but it's this 5th base of Golden that is now really his lifeline. Keeping that up means that he's got a comparable income. And now in come these Mutalisks. They're going to try and get some more damage down. The Phoenix count, not particularly high, but the Blink Stalkers getting underneath. Zerglings destroyed by those Colossi. The Mutaflock now relatively sizable, up at 17. But this is still a very, very close game. Resources lost, incredibly close. Trades, incredibly close. Although my gut feeling is JackO has had better expansion management than his opponent. He's been able to continually snipe off bases. It's just this one, this 5th base to the right of the main, that's causing him all of the problems. In come the Mutas, yet again, going to try and get a few more probe kills. Worth noting, however, JackO's still up at 77 probes compared to just 69 drones. So his economy, even after losing some to harassment, 16 to harassment, is still in better shape by a bit. The added gases, though, of 5 bases are really helping Golden produce a huge number of Mutalisks now. However, the Phoenix count already up to 9, and Iron Pulse Crystals done, and +2 air weapons on its way, is the perfect response. Both of these two really playing an insanely good series. And well, this is not too fun right now for either of them, because they're both trading these big blows. They're both trying to solidify a lead, and for the most part, I imagine neither really feels like they are in the greatest spot. JackO's sitting there going, there's a lot of Mutalisks out. That's tough to deal with. Meanwhile, Golden's sitting there going, you've repeatedly denied my bases. Not great for me either. Little win there for JackO. Able to snipe off those infestors. Always good picking those off. A big gas loss straight away from Golden. Golden's still sitting on 5 bases worth of gas though. Although his main nearly mined out of all of its gas there, so limiting his income. Phoenix coming through and just slaughtering a mineral line as the Spore Caller's nowhere to be seen. And that is a lot of damage done. However, Golden has killed far more workers. He just got a massive Zergling run by coming through. And has killed 53 probes so far this game. That is astronomical. It's giving Golden a decent drone lead now. And that's not really what JackO ever wanted to see. Neither player has much money in the bank. They're playing it pretty close to their wages. And while they're doing that, it's good for the short term, but there's going to be no rapid resupplies. So if either of these two lose their entire standing army, problems will occur. JackO going on the aggressive though. Good number of Phoenix, good number of Archons, and a good number of Blinkstalkers. He's built the ideal Mutalisk counterforce. Going for it now. Good Storm hits a lot of those Mutas and the Corruptors. The Corruptors trying to get more damage down. These Storms relentless. GG from Golden. And those Storms were just insane. So much damage done there. And the Mutas all clumped up, died. Golden GG's, and JackO levels out this series 1-1. And we're going to get the ace game.